How are you, Chris?
Dan, this is Marv Albert. Chris is very busy, but I'll get him for you.
Wow.
Let me see if I can.
Wow.
Hold on a second.
Like
Very busy.
Chris has a designated spokesperson there, and it's Marv Albert.
Dan, hold a second. He's a little unsure if he wants to come on now. Okay, he said yes. Here he is.
Don't tell me I don't have the best office in the world when Marv Albert answers the
Man.
phone for me. How you guys doing today?
I'm good. That's pretty impressive. You got a spokesperson,
Hey,
Chris.
I know people in high places.
You
man.
do.
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. I thought about you. I'm watching Indiana basketball last night, and I'm noticing the shorts are getting a little shorter. I don't know if you've noticed this because the Fab Five gave us the baggy shorts. What do you think? Is this cyclical where we're going to go back to the short shorts?
I'm with you, Dan. I think it is cyclical. I think the fact that, everybody has to kind of have their own style, and if it's been done one way, then, I think the normal reaction is to go the opposite. So my thing is, as long as you have game, hopefully you do that, and hopefully you take a shower after and wash up and keep the area clean, because it's not good keeping that area bound and tightened up down there a lot playing the game. So as long as they're having fun, as long as you have game, you can definitely create your own style.
But could you imagine the Fab Five having short shorts? John Stockton shorts?
Come on, no. I mean, the whole thing for us is that, for me personally, the reason why I wore long shorts is I grew up playing in the park, and I had to cut up my jeans, and then we had jean shorts, and they were longer, and they were comfortable. You can breathe. You might as well just go out there, and pretty soon guys are just going to start playing in the tights under their shirts and shorts and not even put their shorts on. If guys want to do that, I guess that's the new style. European fit is going from suits to uniforms, but hopefully they just have game while they're doing it, because if you don't have game like John Stockton and you're wearing tight shorts, you look like an idiot.
Was John Stockton dirty to you?
John Stockton was one of the toughest guys I ever played against, Dan. We had a series in the playoffs. It was our first series in Sacramento, and we were playing against Utah, great Karl Malone and Stockton, and I felt that our team was in awe of them. We were younger, and so I told Coach Alderman before the game, I said, on the first play of the game, I'm going to lay Stockton's ass out. And Coach said, are you sure? I said, yeah. I said, trust me, Coach, it's the first game. We just need to do it. They're prepared for everything that's coming. They don't expect it. I lay him out on the screen. I'm talking about I lay him out, one of the best screens I ever did. Got my shoulder kind of in that head area, too, to kind of make it a little dirty. He pops up off the ground, pats me on the butt, and says, nice screen. Do you know how demoralizing that is? You know what I mean? So, yeah, he was one of the toughest guys, and I loved it, too. After that game, we would play him in the playoffs, and I would make rookies wait on the bus, and I would say, watch the baddest man in the world pull up. And they're like, what do you mean? They think I'm going to talk about, his cars and all this. And John Stockton would come to the game, literally in a minivan, pop his kids out, come in there, and bust us up. So, yeah, he's a bad man. Wherever he is right now, he's still a bad man.
And he would show up, and he would probably have a plaid shirt on and, jeans or something. His hair parted neatly on the side. He'd be so unassuming. He'd be a guy that they'd probably check his ID in other arenas.
Oh, yeah. You either thought he was, coming straight out of Catholic Church, one of the kids up there, lighting the candles, or you thought, yeah, he was the valet. You definitely didn't think he was as bad of a man as he was. But he knew that, and he knew that being unassuming was part of his swagger. So he knew that, and he used that to his advantage, too.
He's Chris Webber joining us on loan from TNT. But who was the craziest guy you faced?
Well, the craziest guy I played with was Vernon Maxwell.
Yes.
And that was fun every day. That was fun every day because he practiced as hard as he played in games. And so as long as Vernon knew that you supported him and you had his back as a friend, he'd run through a wall for you. But some of the things, and Jay Will, I got to put Jay Will up there. Jay Will probably is the craziest, funniest guy that I've ever been around. What I miss about Jay Will is not necessarily being on the court. Is going to the mall and being in the food court with him and hanging out because his personality, man. He's just a crazy West Virginia cat, and it's a lot of fun playing with him.
Could he play now, Jason Williams?
Yes. He is by far the best player not in the NBA that played.
And
no question.
How old is he now? Is he 40-something?
I'm 43. Jason may have just turned 39 or 40.
Because I'm watching him. He just turned 40, so I'm watching him in these pickup games. I know it's a pickup game, but he looks great.
If he didn't have bad feet, he probably would be playing now. Like he's like a guy like all due respect to the great Pistol Pete. One of the sad, tragic parts about Pistol Pete's life is one of the things I admire is that he died on the court. You don't want to die, but if
At age 40,
pass away. Yeah, and so it was shortened the time. But I believe if Pistol Pete would have lived to been 80, he would have died on the court. And I believe that about Jason. If I don't want to put pressure, I'm going to say this, but I'm not putting pressure on this kid. I'm not. It's not about how good his kid could be or LeBron's kid. It's not about that. But today, if you Google his son, Jackson, his son might be better than him at 6 years old. I mean, he looks like a little man out there. He looks like a little man out there the way that he plays. And so Jason is somebody, man. He loves football, basketball. He's just a sports fanatic. If he had a daughter, she'd be the best in volleyball. Like Jason's just sports 24 hours a day, and so it was always fun to hang around him, talk sport. His son Jackson is going to be bad too.
Russell Westbrook, speaking of bad in a good way, I mentioned to Reggie Miller, I said if Westbrook and the Thunder, if he averages a triple-double and they are above 500, does that make him the most valuable?
Does that make him most valuable? That's a tough one because you still have LeBron, you still have what Durant has done. But being that it hasn't happened since the 60s, 50 years ago, I would say that he definitely has to be up there. I would want to see their record. If he's over 500, like you said, if they make the playoffs, I could not argue against that when what we're talking about with everyone else is just scoring.
I know you got to go. Thanks. I didn't mean to hold up the production meeting there, and of course you don't want to make Marv Albert mad.
Yeah, well, no, Marv is the man, and we're just finishing up, and he's such a great guy to work with. It's like a blessing to work with him, man. He's, I didn't graduate journalism school. I didn't, do this, and so, from the fact of him helping me write opens to him really focusing on my career. The same with Dick Stockton, the same with Kevin Harlan, man. I'm blessed to be doing something I love and then have the best teacher me. Same with Reggie Miller. I mean, he's the guy I learned to do research from in these games. So I appreciate the whole team that's made me better. And so it's a blessing to be here, Turner, doing my thing.
Can you still dunk?
Oh yeah, baby. I'm a dunk till I die, man. I have to dunk at least once a year. I don't play anymore. I just retired because my 16-year-old nephew Colton almost beat me, and it took everything in my being right to beat him. And so I'm not going to let him beat me. I'm going to quit now while I'm undefeated. So I'm officially retired from life basketball right now.
I watched
too bad.
I watched Reggie shoot last year, and he was shooting from three, and he had jeans and a sweater on, and he was killing it. Reggie Miller can still shoot as well as anybody in the game.
Think about this, Dan. I have this idea. I want to know what you think.
Okay.
I think that after we have the three-point contest in the NBA, right, we let Kevin Hart shoot. We let all people that haven't shoot these contests.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do is do the regular three-point contest, have a winner. And let's say Steph Curry wins. Then we go get guys like Craig Hodges, Dell Curry, Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, because I think it would show that the game doesn't get old. Your jump shot never can get old. And like you said, Reggie's still one of the three-point shooters. It would be interesting to see them bring out the old shooters, and every year after you have the three-point champ, to let them shoot against them with a different rack, different numbers. But I think it would show, like, the skill set never leaves these guys. I mean, you think about Paxton, you think about even a Kerr. I think it would just be interesting for people to see them compete against others because fatigue and everything doesn't come into it like playing. So I'm pushing that we have some veterans shoot threes in a contest in some of the NBA All-Star games to come.
Well, what I'd like to do, I'd have Steph Curry coupled with Steve Kerr, so you had teams of new and retired. Nice. So Steph shoots the first rack, Kerr gets the next one, Steph got the next one, Kerr's got the next one. So the older guy's only shooting 2 racks, and then Steph is going to shoot 3 racks. What do you think?
I love it, except I'd put Steph with Dale, and it'd be wonderful. I mean, because Dale, I still think Dale is up there with Steph. Maybe not as nice, but I still think he could shoot with him. But I definitely like that. I think it would be good, man, because you could just show the basketball, the shot always stays the same. But I think it'd be interesting. It'd be much better than those old-timer games where you got guys pulling hamstrings and tearing ACLs.
Hey, have fun tonight, and it's always great to talk to you, Chris. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Chris Webber.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.